Student asks from within the group chat, Michael, could you please elaborate on the role of using UWorld Step 3 QBank in preparation for 2CK prep? Okay, this is sometimes a question that students will ask, okay, because obviously, especially with the Step 1 going to pass-fail in January of next year, the emphasis and the added OCD students will apply to the 2CK exam. So we now have this notion of should we do like UWorld Step 3 in addition to the 2CK QBank for 2CK prep? And the answer is no, if I'm going to give an overarching umbrella statement for most students. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, and especially because it could be helpful, right? Like, it could be helpful doing the Step 3 QBank, but the answer is still no. And as I said, there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, UWorld 2CK in and of itself is already very fucking lengthy. Okay, so UWorld has become, and I've talked about this in prior clips, it's become superfluous, up around 3,800 questions. So the QBank for 2CK in and of itself is already very lengthy. The other reason, and this is actually more important, is that the number one way to get a maximal score on the 2CK is to make sure you are memorizing the NBME content. Okay, so NBME forms 6 through 11 for 2CK. Yes, 9 through 11 are online, but you're going to memorize 6 through 11, as well as all the clinical mastery series questions. That's a lot of fucking questions, okay? If you have time, okay, I mean, you might be busy on rotations, you're going to have a lot on your plate. So if in theory you are able to get through all of UWorld for 2CK, you're able to get through all of the NBME assessment, including the clinical mastery series, you're able to memorize all those questions, even still, I would probably, if we were to entertain other questions, I still wouldn't have you do UWorld for Step 3, truthfully. I'd probably have you do USMLE Rx for 2CK. That's a second QBank you could do after UWorld. But as I said, it will be sufficient for most students to do UWorld 2CK as well as all of the NBME assessment. You're going to have a lot on your plate. And the answers I give, they are never static over time. I mean, this advice as far as hammering down the NBME content, it's evolved even since last year, 2 years ago. 25 through 30 weren't even released. When we talk about Step 1 as an example, 25 through 30 weren't released until April of this year. 9 through 11 weren't released until just the end of last month. So things evolve. And as my answers are updated over time, yes, I will make more clips. But the short answer is no. We would not recommend that you do UWorld Step 3 in preparation for 2CK. You need to focus on the NBME content and the clinical mastery series questions. You know the deal. I'm going to continue making more clips. If you like my stuff, subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate your time. That's it.